Hello, I'm Dorthy Slikker, and I would love to welcome you into my gallery. I'm a Robert Warren certified art instructor, and this is a collection of some of the paintings that I have put together for you to see today. Whenever we say the Robert Warren painting certification, we are painting with a different type method, using an orange canvas and doing a black study. And with this black study, we use this to set all of our lights and darks, create our depth perception. I have studied under many of some of the nation's finest artists, starting with flowers with Gary Jenkins, this painting here with Johnny Lillydahl, and over here the country with Robert Warren. So I have taken the things that I've learned, and you take the goose up in the corner, and you can see that I've used the same methods of the orange with the black. We usually start out with teaching someone landscapes. For this purpose, I use the landscapes to teach you the depth perception, and also the animals and things always have to have some type of a setting to be placed into. Otherwise, just portraits of animals are pretty hard to convey the look that you want them to be showing. This particular painting, it was a class that I took with Robert Warren. The whole painting is done on an orange canvas, and as you add your lights, it lets the orange reflect through and mute this color and give a real nice warm glow. On this particular painting, everything has to be perfectly straight because there's so much design work in all of the painting here. Now, doing the black work on this particular painting, every place you see the dark was done extremely dark, and then you just fade it out to where the black was just touching the nubs of the canvas. This particular floral right here, if you really can get in and see all of the little black dots, this whole floral was done with little tiny dots, tap, 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 tap. And then you come in with your paints, and I think there's about 6 layers of different colors of paint to create this flowing depth and shadowing color of this particular floral. These leaves and the vase, they were all done black. The table was done black. And it's just the colors that we add that make this gorgeous reflection in through here. And the stained glass, this was all black, and then we just add the color. And these were done with the tapping and with just making the lines and different things like that. These are the types of things that you would learn when you take lessons at Slikker's Fine Art Studio. This particular one was another Robert Warren, and it too was done all in black. And then as we glaze the color over, you can see all these trees that are in the background, and all of this, and the type of color that we put on there was just a wash. You can see the orange coming through, and the trees and the trunks of the trees. This was all a real dark black. It doesn't look like winter when it's done in black and orange. But using our colors, and we never use white, we use the color toned down with a slight amount of Naples yellow and all of these gorgeous turquoise and different types of colors to make this particular type scene. It's absolutely gorgeous, and the covered bridge is a thing of the past. This particular painting here is the very first thing that you learn in a Robert Warren landscape class. This particular painting, we did the black work on the orange canvas. You can see the glow coming through the clouds. And then we learned to make just taking your brush up and down to make the trees in the distance. And this particular painting, I learned all about direct light and indirect light. The blues here are your indirect lights, and your lights are your direct light. And if you'll notice the color of the snow here, it looks cold and crisp. But keep in mind, the colors that are in the sky are the colors that make the snow. After all, water has no color. Snow is water. So it all reflects from the sky colors down. And the most important thing I learned in this particular lesson was this fence. That whenever you're wanting to get your depth perception, if you will take note, the tops of each post are the exact same height. It is the bottoms that you shorten to give yourself the appearance of distance on the flat canvas. And you narrow your lines in the back and then widen them as you come out into the front. And that gives you also your depth perception back. I took everything that I had been taught and did one of my favorite paintings, this goose with her babies. Again, it was all done in orange and black, and then I came in, setting the blacks into those feathers and things, helped me make the guidelines to develop the feathers on the goose. And also the shadowings and things under the neck, or the head of the goose there. And like I could bury her behind all of the shrubs and bushes there to hide her babies. This particular floral was another Robert Warren class. And in this class, we worked against black. And all of the dark shapes in this flower, this was all done in black, and you can see the orange coming through. And then, of course, if you will take notice, you'll never find these colors in a tube. Every color on a Robert Warren painting is a mixed color with his own formulas to come up with these wonderful, misty-looking paintings. This particular painting is called A Water Maiden. And I did this painting with a famous artist, Johnny Lillydahl. And the background of this particular painting is done in beige. She did not paint in the orange method, and we did not do the black work. With this particular painting, it was glazing color on color. These particular pots have about 4 different applications of different shades of glaze. And the one thing that I learned on this particular painting was that the soil is the same color of the flesh. And the reason for that, she instructed us, was that since the soil is here, it reflects up to the face, and that's what causes the color of the flesh. This particular painting is my own, and it's the mother and a foal. And this was before I started taking classes with anyone. But I did do the black on the backside and just used the blacks, beiges, and browns, and came up with a nice mother-baby couple painting. This particular painting is my own, and it's done with the orange canvas, the black work. And this is my sister-in-law's horse. It's called Roper on the Beach. And all I had to do, once I had all of the black work for the muscles and things on this horse, was just to take and do a wash of the color of burnt sienna, go back in and just darken a little bit with burnt umber, and then highlight with peach on this particular horse. Doing the black work in setting your lights and darks makes it very easy to create a nice painting. This is a good example of the black work on the orange canvas. If you can get in and see all of the dark shadows on all of these rocks, this whole thing, including the water, was solid black. Again, the water is reflecting the colors of the rock and the sky. And we have a little bit of misting back there to give us a further distance, and then steaming from the water. And the black work again has worked its magic. This particular canvas is what I was talking about whenever I was showing you my gallery. This is our orange acrylic. We take a sponge brush and then we just move all of this canvas and totally fill it with the orange paint. Whenever I was talking to you, you let this dry, you apply your pattern, and then with that we take and add our black acrylic paint. You do your complete painting in the black acrylic, leaving the spaces where the sky is going to come through, and you have your water, and this up and down motion will start helping you put the reflections from your trees that are across here. This particular thing, here's your water line. This is all reflection, and then it will come down and reflect into the water. This particular part of the canvas, this is the deck. Everything down here is a reflection, as you can see. Now you would take, with this particular canvas, and add your oil paint to it. And as I showed you in there, it will come out reflecting a soft pinkish tinge to the particular painting. Your water then will show the same type of reflections because the water will be the same colors that you use in this sky. Now this particular painting is going to be like this. And so I'm going to have a real light orangey type sky, but as you can see how all of the reflections will wind up being for this particular type canvas. This particular canvas is a Robert Warren canvas, a project of his. And I'm teaching it in my studio, and so of course we use his photo. It was an orange canvas, totally done in black. We mix all of our own colors. There's only one color on here that's not a mixed color, and that is the burnt umber, and all of the others are a mixture. We make our own teal, and then in here we painted, this is all extremely dark black in here and up in this area. We have added 3 different shades of green here, and we still have one more shade of green to come out to highlight all of this. And as you can see, we were working with the orange canvas because the flowers are still all orange. And we will be mixing colors that will come out to this light lavender color to complete this type painting. This next particular painting is one in progress, and the whole system was done the same way. Orange canvas, black work to create our depth perception, and this is the photograph. And I still have a lot of highlighting and stuff to do to brighten the greens to more of a yellowish type green, and to bring in some of this tapping down into here to make foliage down here instead of just grass. And then this painting will be complete. This still life painting is also a Robert Warren packet. This just happened to be one that I thoroughly enjoy because it's so different and it's out of the realm of the type of paintings that I create. And I got interested in this one because we are having our Art and Soul this year at Sanders Family Winery. And we've been doing paintings that represent the winery and the type of products that he sells. Mainly what I do are landscapes and animals. This particular work sample back in the back was one of the things that I did to learn how the eyes and the noses and the mouths and paws and ears of the different animals are handled. I particularly like my tiger eye up in the left-hand corner up there, because he's just giving you the stare down and letting you know that he's in charge, even though he's looking at you with one eye. The other moose up there was my instructor's favorite that I did. And he liked the way I got the muscle tones and the colors and everything into the moose, and the depth perception in the back. These two were all created with the orange canvas and the black underline, depth perception, black. This particular painting is also a Robert Warren. This one I took for fun, but again, it has the animal, and it's called The Wedding. Again, it was done with the orange canvas and the black with the oil overlay. And thank you for visiting Slikker's Fine Art Studio.